Hey, I'm Alex. I just turned 20, and at last, I've stepped into my own home. Kind of. This place was a gift from my parents for my 18th birthday. It was battered, a challenge waiting to be embraced. For 2 years, I poured every spare moment into saving and transforming it piece by piece. The walls whisper secrets, the paint tells stories, and the yard is wild like a forgotten dream, but it's all mine. And I embrace it fiercely. The house looms at the end of a silent street, shrouded in secrets of a small American suburb. You know exactly what I mean. White fences stand guard, lawns trimmed to perfection as shadows stretch and dogs weave through the twilight. A community where every face is familiar and greetings echo from sunlit porches. I was utterly alone. In all my toil on the house, I lost myself, never reaching out to anyone. I was not disrespectful. I was perpetually swamped. No car, no freedom. Not once. My bike is everything. A worn matte black mountain bike, my steadfast companion since I was 16, has taken me through it all. I've mastered the art of fixing nearly everything on it. That was precisely my focus that day. Crouched in the driveway, I fumbled with the tools, frustration mounting as the chain slipped off again. The sun blazed, sweat cascading from my brow onto the unforgiving concrete. She was suddenly there, and I hadn't sensed her coming. "Seems like you're overwhelmed," a woman's voice remarked. I glanced up, heart racing. She stood on the sidewalk, a vision in her summer dress, sunglasses shielding her eyes from the world. Her shoulder-length wavy brown hair framed a face that hinted at experience, a mystery of age lingering just out of reach, clearly beyond her 20s. Her radiance was undeniable, graceful, serene, assured, an enchanting allure that stopped you in your tracks. I wiped my hands on my shorts, forcing a smile that barely masked the turmoil inside. Absolutely, I called it stubborn shame. Her laughter echoed softly. "If I were younger, I'd beg you for a ride." I paused, heart racing. Did she just flirt? I truly had no idea. My gaze fell on her once more. Her grin was playful, a spark of mischief that revealed she had caught you completely off guard. I returned the smile. "Why wait? Ask now." I laughed. Her gaze held mine, a silent battle of words unspoken, the air thick with tension. She chuckled quietly, shook her head, and continued on her way. "Embrace the journey, friend." I lingered for a moment, eyes fixed on her vanishing form as she turned the corner. Her identity was a complete mystery to me. She was a stranger, or perhaps a fleeting shadow from my past, lost in the chaos of my own life. I returned to my bike, feigning concentration, but my thoughts were lost in another world. Her confidence lingered, the way she teased me effortlessly etched in my mind. She was captivating in a way that pierced through the ordinary. She moved with a quiet strength. That evening, I perched on the porch, a cold soda in hand as the sun vanished behind the rooftops. A couple strolled, their dog trotting eagerly beside them, the world around them fading into the background. Children laughed and shouted, their basketball bouncing with joy just a few houses away. Ordinary moments, yet they pulse with unspoken weight. I couldn't help but steal glances at the corner, hoping she'd return. She just stood there, silence echoing in the space between them. I sank into the creaking porch swing, a smile breaking through the quiet. Perhaps this place won't be as peaceful as I imagined. Days slipped by, indistinguishable from one another. I patched the bathroom, replaced the kitchen light, and waged war against the weeds overtaking my lawn. She vanished from my life. Never. I convinced myself she was merely out for a stroll, just passing through. The image of her haunted me, relentless and vivid. Friday morning, 9 o'clock. The air was thick with anticipation. Fresh from the shower, droplets clinging to my hair. A gentle knock echoed through the silence of my home. No one was supposed to come. I slipped into a t-shirt and dashed to the door, hands brushing against each other in a fleeting moment. As I opened it, she appeared before me. In light jeans and a flowing white blouse, she clutched a small white box, her grip tight with unspoken weight. Her sunglasses rested atop her head, exposing deep, warm hazel eyes that drew you in. In an instant, a wave of anxiety washed over me. "Hi," she said, her smile bright and effortless. "I hope I'm not intruding." "Absolutely not," I replied, instinctively stepping back to allow her room. "How can I assist you?" She extended the box, heart racing. "It's a heartfelt surprise. Warm donuts from a nearby bakery, just a few streets away. I assumed you haven't had a chance to discover the neighborhood yet." I gazed at the box, then at her, utterly stunned. "Wow, I'm grateful. Your kindness is truly remarkable." "I'm Emma," she said, "but everyone calls me Emma." I grasped the box, a smile breaking through the tension. "I'm Alex, and you hit the nail on the head. Home projects have consumed me entirely." I saw. Her laughter echoed. I've caught sight of you here with your tools more times than I can count." That shattered the silence. I moved aside, gesturing toward the tiny kitchen just beyond the door. "Care for a cup of coffee inside?" It's a start, four walls and running water, a fragile promise of what's to come. Her laughter echoed once more. "Absolutely, I cherish a cup." We huddled at my small, mismatched kitchen table. I poured her coffee, and we savored the donuts together. Words flowed effortlessly. I discovered she resided just 4 houses away, in the blue house beneath the sprawling oak tree. 15 years had passed in that place. Her 2 children, just in their early 20s, were away at college. "I raised them alone," she murmured, her coffee trembling in her hands. He left them behind, a haunting silence lingering in his absence. "We were just kids when we said, 'I do.' So young." When the struggle began, he vanished. I nodded, hesitation gripping me, words escaping my lips. "I regret it deeply. It must have been incredibly tough." "It was," she said, her voice devoid of bitterness. "Only a hushed surrender. Yet it forged my strength. I faced it alone and I conquered." Text. I shared my journey, starting at 16, hustling through small jobs and summer gigs, all to save every penny I could. I enrolled in college, but I had to drop out when the costs became unbearable. I poured my soul into this house, piece by piece, surviving on every hard-earned paycheck. "It's not perfect," I confessed, scanning the room, "but it's mine, and I embraced the challenge." Her smile ignited a spark. "Feel the pride within you. Few young men your age possess the grit or resolve to achieve this." I shrugged, a flush of embarrassment mingling with gratitude for the compliment. Talking to her felt effortless, so instinctive. The years melted away, there was no awkwardness, only connection. She rose, eyes darting to the clock, time slipping away. "I need to leave before I wear out my welcome. Meeting you, Alex, was truly unforgettable." Text. "The pleasure was truly mine," I replied, my voice heavy with emotion. "Thanks for the donuts, once more." She stepped toward the door, hesitated, and glanced back one last time. "I meant every word I said the other day." I arched an eyebrow. "Concerning the right?" She laughed quietly, longing for my youth. I froze, heat rushing to my cheeks. Her smile sparkled, a playful shake of her head, then she stepped into the world beyond. I shut the door, pressing my head against it, a foolish grin spreading across my face. A feeling surged within me. This wouldn't be our final conversation. Silence enveloped the days, yet an unsettling tension lingered. I plunged into the chaos of renovating the house. There was never a moment of rest. The bathroom door creaked open. A gutter hung by a thread, begging for a fix. The living room light switch flickered to life only when it chose to, leaving shadows of uncertainty in its wake. A relentless list of challenges awaited me. Each time I stepped outside, my eyes were drawn down the street, a pull I couldn't resist. I never saw this coming. I might have yearned for another glimpse of her. Wednesday arrived, warm and breezy, a fleeting moment filled with promise. A day that pulls you outside, craving the sun's warmth on your skin. Since morning, I fought to replace a loose board on my front steps. Sweat trickled down my brow, pooling on the wood beneath me, surrounded by scattered nails and a hammer, lost in the moment. The soft, familiar rhythm of footsteps drew near, footsteps of a woman echoing in the silence. I halted, breath caught, and gazed upward. She stood there. Emma. She donned snug light blue jeans and a plain beige sweater, sleeves rolled up to her elbows, exuding effortless charm. A fragile silver necklace clung to her collarbone. Her brown hair danced lightly, grazing her shoulders with each step she took. "Hey, handyman," she called, a playful grin lighting her face as she tucked a stray strand of hair behind her ear. "You're gone once more." I rose, my palms brushing against my jeans, a surge of determination coursing through me. "I've become the go-to fixer for the entire block." Her laughter lingered in the air as she descended from the sidewalk, approaching the base of my front steps. "You're amazing." Each passing glance reveals more beauty. I acknowledged the distance ahead, pointing to the crooked porch. "I'm still evolving, just like everyone else." She tilted her head, a smile lingering as her gaze pierced through me, holding on just a heartbeat too long. "Are we not all the same?" Her response was filled with warmth. A silence hung heavy, not awkward, but heavy with an unnameable tension. We were locked in a silent battle, each glance a question, each breath a secret. I hate to ask, but her voice faltered, her teeth grazing her lip in uncertainty. The kitchen faucet drips relentlessly, a maddening reminder of my frustration for weeks on end. I've attempted to fix it, but nothing works. A smile broke through. If you'd like, I can take a look. Her eyes ignited with fire. Would you actually go through with it? Absolutely. Show us the path. I gathered my tools, wiped the dust from my hands, and walked with her to her house, each step heavy with unspoken words. The blue house stands tall, the oak tree looming, just as she painted it in my mind on that first day. Her home whispered stories of a life richly lived. Faded paint whispers stories. A porch embraces with warmth, and vibrant blooms guard the path. It exuded warmth and familiarity. The kitchen held cream-colored cabinets and an ancient farmhouse sink, a relic from the house's beginnings. Family photos surrounded me, each one a haunting reminder of love and loss. Caps tossed high, innocent smiles, and cringeworthy poses. Love pulsed through the air, steeped in the weight of family history. Crouched by the sink, I wrestled with the stubborn pipe. She leaned against the counter, arms crossed, eyes fixed on me, curiosity simmering in the air. After a heavy silence, she finally spoke. I truly admire your relentless dedication. Few young men today could even grasp a wrench's weight. I twisted the valve tighter, a dark laugh escaping my lips. When you're broke and everything falls apart, necessity becomes your harshest teacher. Her laughter echoed, warm and vibrant, enveloping the kitchen. Yet you stand apart. I stood, wiping my hands on the worn towel she offered. It's finished. It's finally ready. She checked the faucet, a smile breaking as the drip ceased, then turned to face me. In an instant, she was mere inches away, just out of reach, yet the delicate aroma of vanilla mingled with a whisper of flowers lingered in the air. A heartbeat, a silence that lingered, heavy with unspoken words. You didn't have to do that, she whispered, her voice trembling. Thank you, truly. It's nothing to worry about. She paused, her hand brushing my forearm for just a heartbeat. Only a whisper. It was fleeting, yet it ignited a surge of energy through me. I owe you, she whispered, retracting her hand. I want to take you out for dinner. I blinked, and the world shifted. It's truly unnecessary. She tilted her head, a gentle smile breaking across her lips. It's only dinner, Alex. I nodded instinctively before my mind caught up. All right, let's do this. That Friday night, I found her at a cozy Italian restaurant just moments from home. The dimly lit space, adorned with red and white checkered tablecloths wrapped around you like a warm embrace. Old black and white photos of Italy adorned the walls, whispering stories of the past. Our words danced as if we were old friends reunited. We shared stories of home repairs, laughed over funny accidents, reminisced about our favorite movies, debated the best pizza toppings, and recounted our worst DIY disasters. The conversation deepened, pulling them in. She shared her struggles, the weight of raising her kids alone, the tears that fell at night, and the strength it took to rise each morning and push forward. After the kids leave, an empty house holds a haunting silence, she murmured, swirling her wine. Years stretch endlessly for a moment you dread. I listened, captivated, astonished by her raw honesty. I shared my college battles, the grind of 2 jobs just to afford repairs, and the fog of my uncertain future. You've truly achieved so much, she whispered softly. Feel the pride within you. We lingered at the restaurant, lost in time, until we stepped outside, bathed in the gentle light of street lamps. The night air whispered coolness, a gentle embrace that lingered just above the chill. She lingered by my side, our footsteps echoing in the heavy silence as we returned home. She halted at the corner, her house barely peeking through the trees. Thank you, Alex, she breathed, her voice trembling. I had an unforgettable experience. Same here, I admitted, my heart racing. Her fingers grazed my arm once more, sending a shiver through me. Good night, she whispered, her voice trembling with unspoken feelings. I smiled, a flicker of anxiety in my eyes. Sleep well, Emma? I lingered on the sidewalk, frozen as she vanished from sight. Silence enveloped the street. Silence enveloped the night, pierced only by the distant hum of crickets. I stood frozen, heart pounding, sensing an unspoken change between us. Under the streetlights, I walked home, my mind a whirlwind of unspoken emotions and endless possibilities. The morning arrived, charged with an unsettling energy. I woke, eyes fixed on the ceiling fan's lazy spin, and she flooded my mind. Emma. Last night haunted my thoughts, relentless and vivid. Her smile ignited something deep within me. Her hand brushed my arm, a gentle spark. The warmth of her voice lingered as she whispered good night. I shook my head, forcing myself out of bed. I was no longer a child, yet this sensation was unlike anything I had ever experienced. I was aware of the gap, but it didn't matter to me. I liked her. No frills, just truth. In the days that followed, Emma appeared in my path with an unsettling frequency. It began with tiny moments. She waved, a fleeting moment of connection as she clipped the hedges, lost in her task. She halted my steps, her eyes fierce with determination, and reached out to assist with the heavy bags. She delivered warm muffins, a sweet surprise for no reason at all. One afternoon, she knocked on my door, her grin full of secrets. I'm struggling to open this jar of pasta sauce, and it's driving me crazy. Could you help me out? Without hesitation, I agreed. I approached her house and swiftly lifted the lid. Our laughter echoed in the silence. I lingered, and she showed no signs of wanting me to leave. As day bled into night, our bond ignited. I sought every reason to pass by her home. She always had a reason to beckon me in. We began to lose ourselves in endless evenings together. We prepared dinner at her home, dined on the back porch beneath twinkling lights, and lost ourselves in conversation for hours, covering everything and nothing at all. Her hand would brush my knee, laughter spilling from her lips, a moment suspended in time. In fleeting moments, I'd tuck a stray strand of her hair behind her ear, her soft, knowing eyes locking onto mine. One night stands out vividly. I had asked her to come to my place. I cooked spaghetti, my secret weapon to captivate hearts. We dined on my small patio table, bathed in the glow of a full moon. As darkness enveloped the night, words hung heavy in the air. Silence enveloped the moment. Her gaze pierced through me as she whispered, "You make me feel alive again, Alex." Words fail me. I choked down my fear. I understood completely. I had been with girls my age, but this felt entirely unique. It ran deep. Tenderness lingered in the air. True connection ignited between them. As she leaned in and kissed me for the first time, everything felt perfect. No rush, no mess, no awkwardness. It was gentle, intentional, and brimming with emotion. Her lips ignited against mine, her hands tenderly cradling my face. We stopped, our eyes locked in a silent exchange. We both understood the weight of our actions. We understood the dangers, the silent boundaries, the scrutiny that awaited us if our secret was revealed. In that moment, everything else faded away. After that, everything about our nights shifted. After sunset, I would race my bike to her house. She kept the porch light burning. We sat on the couch, old movies flickering, her head on my shoulder, my arm around her waist. We swayed barefoot in her living room, lost in the soft music. Some nights, we surrendered to the fire within. I'll leave the details unsaid. It was pure, shared, and profoundly respectful. It always felt right. Two lonely souls, finally discovering solace in one another's embrace. In the stillness of the night, Emma shared her secrets, her head softly resting on my chest. Younger me believed I had everything under control. Love, family, a dream home. Yet fate had a different story to tell. He walked away before I ever tasted true love. For 20 years, I poured everything into my boys, juggling 2 jobs, sacrificing endlessly, losing sight of the woman I once was. I never truly existed. My youth was stolen from me. I clutched her close, whispering, "Let me offer you this, if only for a fleeting moment." I truly meant it. We began our journey together. Initially, we kept our distance from familiar places. I whisked her away to the city for late dinners, intimate concerts, raw poetry nights, and the pulse of nightclubs. I unveiled my world to her. My friends, my places, my rhythm. Initially, doubt clouded her mind. The music thumped, youth pulsed, energy crackled. I witnessed her gradually let go, laughter spilling forth, and she danced as if the world had vanished. She twirled beneath the neon glow, seized my hand, and dragged me into the whirlwind. She was a vision of liberation. "Alex, this is madness." She screamed above the pounding music, gasping from the wild dance. "It's been 2 decades since I last faced this." I smiled, drawing her in tight. "Tonight belongs to you." We wandered until dawn, fingers intertwined, sharing secrets in the stillness of the night. Whispers of longing, shadows of the past, flickers of desire, echoes of dread. As we approached my bike on the curb, she embraced me tightly, her head resting against my chest. "Text, I am reborn," she breathed, and I mirrored her soul. That night, pedaling home alone, I felt the weight of something extraordinary. An unforgettable twist. A moment that changed everything. This was beyond anything I could have imagined. Not now, not with her, not in this way. Every step toward her house, seeing her on the porch with that gentle smile, anchored me. I craved that moment, that place, more than anything. Weeks bled into months. Our secret turned into solace. We shared a silent bond, deep and profound. It remained unnamed. It remained undefined. They weren't just boyfriend and girlfriend. This was no mere fling. It was more than friendship. It belonged to us. We created a universe that belonged solely to us. Evenings at her place after work were everything to me. We cooked together, our playful arguments igniting over the softness or crispiness of garlic bread. We'd sit on the porch swing, wine in hand as the sky surrendered to night. The silence held a weight, profound and unbroken. Being near her brought a profound sense of peace. Emma's heart raced as she stole quick glances at the street, each passing neighbor igniting a flicker of anxiety. "Do you think anyone knows?" One night, she asked me. Perhaps. I spoke the truth. But does it even matter? She shook her head, collapsing against me. Absolutely not. I let go of others' opinions long ago. We kept our distance in the open. Our fingers brushed. A fleeting moment lost in the crowd. Yet in the shadows, we were unfiltered, genuine, and vulnerable. We understood it was fleeting. We never spoke of what lay ahead. Perhaps that's what rendered it flawless. One night, wrapped in a blanket on our couch, candlelight dancing around us, Emma whispered words that etched themselves into my soul. "This is the happiest I've felt in years." I gripped her hand tightly. "Same here." Her gaze pierced through the shadows, unyielding and intense. "I know this won't last, Alex," she whispered, her voice trembling. "You'll encounter someone just like you. Family awaits you, a life like any other." I remained quiet, the impact of the words striking deeper than I could have imagined. "Promise me," she urged, her voice barely a whisper. "Promise you'll never forget me. Not like the older woman down the street, but as the one who brought joy when you were lost in uncertainty." I faced her, my fingers gliding softly over her cheek. I swear it. Silence hung heavy between us that night. We clung to each other, aware that our shared story was quietly reaching its final pages. With the arrival of fall, our encounters dwindled. Emma's life filled with the urgency of volunteer work and fleeting moments with her sons. I landed a full-time job at a local construction company, pouring my energy into job sites, leaving me too drained at night to do anything but collapse into sleep. The distance closed in, and we let it happen. That was the essence of our connection. It was never about the grip. It was all about seizing the moment, embracing life completely. Our last encounter transcended mere neighborly exchanges, a moment both simple and flawless. I returned the book she had lent me. She beckoned me inside. We shared a final moment on the porch swing, the weight of goodbye heavy in the air. Silence reigned, devoid of tension. Silence reigns. Only gratitude. "You've returned what I believed was gone for good," she whispered. "You restored my youth." A smile broke through. "You gave me something, Emma. You revealed the true essence of unwavering support." We embraced tightly, time slipping away. As we separated, her lips brushed gently against my cheek. "Farewell, Alex. Farewell, Emma." As I returned home beneath the cool autumn sky, leaves crunched underfoot, the air thick with the weight of impending change, I stood on my porch, gazing down the street at her house, a storm of emotions swirling within me. The porch light flickered, a constant in the darkness. A smile broke through. That chapter of my life had closed. I accepted it, and that was enough. We remained side by side, warm and inviting. Waves exchanged, brief words shared, moments slipping by. We each took a step into our futures. That secret world, wild and beautiful, held our impossible romance. Just for us. I kept it buried deep inside. I never had to. Years later, I still smile to myself as I ride my bike past that house. It lingers in my mind. I fulfilled my vow.